I want to talk about something that has been in my realm for quite some time now that I just haven't yet spoken up about. And I have bitten my tongue long enough. And it really rose up last night when I was speaking with my beloved partner. And it was something that needs to be said. And I spoke quite passionately about it last night. And he could feel that passion. And he said to me, "You need to share this." And I agree that it's going to ruffle some feathers. I understand that it may trigger you. And I make no apologies because this needs to be said. Men cannot and should not be coaching women on healing, embodiment, or feminine energetics and feminine business. Just like women should not, and I choose those words very carefully, should not be leading men's retreats, healing spaces, or masculine embodiment to men. Because this is not about ego, it is about alignment. It is about sacred roles. And why? It poses the question of why are men still holding these circles, still leading women's healing spaces, still doing feminine business? Why? Because this is the patriarchy in a new robe. And as a Divine Feminine Embodiment Coach, I'm speaking to this from a place of deep knowing. Women's healing cannot be led by the masculine, just like men's healing cannot be led by the feminine, because they have separate roles. They have no experience in this. Men do not have feminine energy, feminine embodiment experience. One would hope they have a feminine and masculine balance within them, but they cannot and should not be hosting retreats for women, coaching women, doing women's healing, teaching us how to do and be more feminine, how to be in that feminine embodiment. And this needs to be called out. This isn't leadership, loves. This is control. It is the wounded masculine still needing to direct, still needing to be seen as the authority, still needing to be in that space of decentralizing the masculine dominance. Lady, this is not empowerment. It is spiritualized patriarchy. So why is it that men are hosting these circles for women? Because many of us need the healing from the feminine. And men are coaching women on how to feel, how to show up, how to run our lives and how to run our businesses. But they're not feminine embodied. And I can argue this till the cows come home. And just like I wouldn't want to teach a man how to be more masculine, because it's coming from my perspective. And I want to be really clear about this. This isn't bashing men, and I'm definitely not rejecting the masculine. The divine masculine has a sacred space, and it is essential in this world. But his place is not in leading women. It is not in their healing. It is not in their embodiment, and it is most definitely not in feminine business. And too many men are signaling, stepping into women's spaces, holding these retreats, running feminine business energetics, running feminine masterminds, teaching women how to be more feminine. And I know personally, and I'm sure many women out there will resonate this, I have been told to be more feminine by the masculine. And do you know when that is? Those times that that's occurred in my life and in those relationships? It's been done by masculine, where I have held my boundaries, where I have not bitten my tongue, where I have spoken my truth, where I have sensed my womb when my whole body has responded. That is when often the masculine will try to teach women to be more feminine, will tell us that we're too in our masculine. And that is completely out of alignment. This is not about leadership, it is about intrusion. And that is the wounded masculine needing to control. and it is done in the guise of a spiritual costume. Feminine healing cannot be and should not be, again, words chosen wisely, be led by a man. He can support our work by doing his own. He can support and protect the container when and if invited to do so. And this is a truth that many men are disconnected from their own feminine energy. And this isn't about shaming men again. This is about protecting the sanctity of the feminine container. Men are here to structure and fix us and put a framework about women's feminine embodiment. What the fuck? You can't intellectualize the feminine. We have this embodied principle. You can't have this framework, stick a crystal on top and call it feminine. We need men out of women's healing, and we need women out of women's healing. Just like you wouldn't go to a single person to coach on parenting. I personally have not raised children, and I wouldn't dare coach someone on parenting. And just like you wouldn't go to a single person or someone who's divorced for marriage counseling or couples counseling. They may know it practicality-wise, they may know it study-wise, they may know the framework, but it is not embodied. You wouldn't hire someone who doesn't have what you desire. So why would it be any different with men running women's retreats? Men holding women's healing circles. I've even heard of men running witches' covens. It's insanity. This is about reclaiming the sovereignty of the divine feminine. We have been for centuries, being managed by the masculine, by the patriarchy. And when I speak to patriarchy, I refer to power over rather than something outside. It is the power outside of ourselves. But I am here encouraging the feminine to bring back her matriarchy for all to do so. That power that comes from within, and do not give your power away to the masculine who is still feeling deemed to teach women, to coach women on divine feminine energetics, feminine business energy, or on our healing. This is about sovereignty, and yes, I'm absolutely passionate about, because why are women still seeking that from the masculine? Why are you still requiring their validation? That is got to be occurring within. Women need women to do the healing. Men need and have their own healing to do. And you cannot encourage us or teach us or coach us in the masculine energy and put a robe on it. Because we're done. Absolutely done. I am absolutely done with seeing this again and again. And I've had to speak out. And if you feel this, if you resonate with this truth, if you feel this in your womb, in your heart, in the dantian, masculine and feminine, it doesn't matter. You feel the truth. You wouldn't want a woman intruding in your energy, intruding in your masculinity. Nor do we want or need the masculine guiding, coaching, or leading the feminine in divine feminine business energetics, divine feminine embodiment, or in feminine healing. And if this has resonated with you, drop a fire emoji down below, and I would love to hear your experiences. And yes, as I said, I know that this may trigger some, and I know that this has lit a fire in my own womb, and it needed to be said. And I thank you. So drop it in the comments below. Reach out if I can support you anyway. We are done with being coached into submission. And I say this with deep love and respect. I love you. I see you. I am absolutely here for you.